up next here on FS1. Let's head over to Colin Cowherd. Happy TGIF, Colin. What you got for us today on the show?
Well, Lakers have now $32 million in cap space, and we know there's 4 stars they're interested in. And I think there's 5 potential ways they could go. My thoughts on all of the potential Lakers scenarios.
Gotcha.
Matt Barnes' quote is, and people have problems with that, with light skin. Who are people? I just want to, because this is so serious.
He's talking about blacks.
I think he's thinking about the darker skinned players that's in the league.
How many people and who are they?
Are we talking
about the darker skinned players in the league, or are we talking about people on Twitter?
Matt told me that when he came in, and he was regarded as one of the tougher guys in the league.
Right.
Oh,
but when he first got in the league, he said dudes thought, oh, he gonna be soft because he's light skinned.
And,
you know,
and what he had to do?
He had to show like, no, this is not that type of party. So yeah, that there is that.
Okay.
I don't think it's a hate
from players, not Twitter followers or IG followers, right? This isn't just a populist.
No, I think it's some. Look, first of all, I don't think that now. Iguodala and Matt Barnes know the players better than I do. But I don't think there's just this huge hatred, right, for Steph. I just think that there is some resentment, some jealousy there of him, and we're kind of shedding light on the light skin thing.
You said that the things that Steph does, how he shimmies and he's doing all this other thing that some players do, they would be.
What are we doing? He hot dogs, he showboats, he celebrates like crazy after mid-game threes. Yeah. Where I'm saying, how does he get away with this?
Is that
I love
unique,
Steph Curry.
though? I mean, Mark Jackson did the helicopter.
Okay, but
LeBron struts after he's done something. He's strutting, looking around at the crowd.
He doesn't as much as Steph does.
He shimmies. I think that turns some fans off.
After a while, it's too much. Now, I got to go back to the light skin thing. Yeah, you have told me several times before when this has come up, if a player has biracial parents, maybe white mom, black dad, that player is considered flat out black. What the one drop theory?
That's the American. That's been American history.
Okay,
the one drop rule.
All right. Yet the flip side of this is you're saying that some black players, some older black players or other black people say, wait a second, if you're light skinned, I don't love that. Right? So it's like
that's not right. Because I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of these dudes that want to hate on Steph because he's light skinned, there's hypocrisy because they all want to date light skinned women. I'm just keeping it real.
Okay.
There is this colorism thing in the black community is deep.
It is
and
very deep.
They think light skinned blacks are viewed as prettier.
And they received an unfair advantage no matter what the case may be.
Okay.
You look at Hollywood, Skip, and how the light-skinned women, they got the roles if they were to get roles. And they look at Steph as like, Steph doesn't receive the criticism like a LeBron when things go wrong.
All right.
And people become resentful of him. They're like...
But here's why, too, because he's become so dominant. Because Jason Kidd didn't get that. Because he was, as great as he wasn't like the best player in the conversation. Klay Thompson doesn't get that either. Because he's not, like Steph has changed the game and dominated.
But Steph doesn't have biracial parents because they're both considered, I mean, they're light
obviously
skinned.
there is a lot of white, like me. I don't have biracial parents, but there's a lot of white blood in me. So it's that
So now
situation.
back to the basketball context. My issues with Steph are he has not lived up to clutch moments in his career because I still haven't gotten over the disaster that he was in games 5, 6, and 7 of the 2016 finals when they had a 3-1 lead.
Right.
Last 3 games of that, he has 7 assists to 12 turnovers. In the fourth quarter of those 3 games, 2 of them at home, he shot 30% from the field and 25% from 3. And you remember the game 7, Steph?
Behind the back. You can't get over that.
I can't get over that because that was only 1 turnover in the fourth.
He's admitted that was bad.
Well, and in the fourth quarter of that game, he went 1 for 6 from the field and 1 for 5 from 3, and it was just winnable all the way home. And finally, Kyrie said, "I've had enough.
Right.
I got this." So he came up so small there, and then you brought it up earlier. He did have a pretty good look to win Game 6.
Yes.
And if they win Game 6, I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7.
Right.
But at that point, I thought maybe Klay could come back, but obviously he was gone.
Right.
But the point was, that was a big shot, and he missed that one. And I think he's missed a lot of big shots. Did he have 2 revolutionary years? Yes, he did. I give you that. But I do think he's gotten a pass from whatever color the media is, from all media members, because he has never come up clutch in the biggest moments. He just hasn't.
And Chris, back to... Skip, not to get back to the color thing, is that just in the community, we just always was brought up that light-skinned guys were soft. And Matt had to prove that he wasn't soft. Because like he said, when he came in, guys were going to try him. Guys were more apt to try a guy. If you didn't know who I was, and I was the same size as Steph, and and I'm the complexion I am, if both of us walked in the room, they look at, oh, if we're going to jump, we're going to get one. It's going to be him. Because and I had one of my coaches in college said, don't go recruit light-skinned guys because they're not tough.
Okay.
That was our mindset.
Would that include biracial kids?
He didn't want light-skinned kids.
Different?
So they look like Chris Broussard. He was automatically thinking.
And ultimately, most of the light-skinned guys are biracial. And the interesting, and this is where I brought up the dating the women. Look at college basketball today. Look at how many light-skinned dudes there are. We can even it's coming into the NBA. Ben Simmons, Blake Griffin, on and on. Like college and I've talked to blacks.
Biracial kids,
right? But ultimately, that's what light-skinned blacks are.
Jason Kidd, biracial, right?
But now it is prominent. Is it not noticeable? And that is these Division I basketball players in the 80s. Hooked up with white women.
Okay.
And that's where these kids are coming from. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that is what is happening. And that's where we joke about light-skinned brothers being back in style and all that. So it's not a hatred. Like, I don't feel any...
Right.
Like the black community is pushing me away.